Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Ashad, and today I'm here to talk about this crazy thing that just happened to me this morning. So for a while now, for the last few days, there's been a lot of Marvel speculation. Right now, Marvel is the hot ticket topic. And it's ironic. I feel like this quarantine, to me, has really revealed one simple truth to the world. And that is that Marvel is still king because it's still the most talked about topic. It's still always trending. It's still always talked about. It's still the most catchy thing to put on your screen. To this day, still big time YouTubers who review movies and stuff of that nature and who review the entertainment business as a whole, you know, and TV shows and whatnot, still they have Marvel stuff on top of their bars as topics to have. So Marvel is Marvel is on everyone's lips right now. But recently, since the acquisition of Fox by Disney, there has been many questions about many characters, but in particular, Deadpool. Disney doesn't seem very interested in making rated R live action movies because it doesn't gel with their brand, and they, you know, and then you can't argue with Disney because their brand has made them so much money that they obviously have, you know, a bit of faith from parents and a bit of faith from the, you know, the world at large, that they can take their children or take whatever they want to go see a Disney movie and be okay. And it's obviously worked for them considering they've made so much money. They make up like the half of the market share. Like they make so much money off of Aladdin and in-game and things of that nature. So you can't really argue with Disney's strategy there. But a lot of people, like I said, were a bit worried, you know, when they bought Fox that you might not be able to get rated R movies because a lot of people have astutely pointed out that with Disney buying Fox to get things like the Aliens, Predator, you know, things of that nature. They get things like that, Family Guy, Simpsons. I think they get Family Guy. I don't know, but I think they get Family Guy. Things like that. So, like I said, people have astutely pointed out that they get that kind of stuff, so like people were worried. But, you know, generally speaking, most people, I'd probably say everyone kind of agreed that they would continue with the Deadpool franchise. Because the Deadpool franchise has made $1.5 billion combined between the two films. Both films made over $700 million. You know, like they've made a lot of dough. So, you know, it's a successful franchise. Even with its R rating, it's made a lot of money. It makes about, like, and when you're making about 700 pop, you know, 700, nearly $800 million a pop off of a budget of $100 million off of a budget of like $100 million max, that's hella profitable. Deadpool is one of the most profitable franchises of all time. It's one of the most it's pretty much one of the most profitable comic book franchises of all time. So everyone figured that they would be a fool not to make another one. And throughout the course since they bought it, Bob Iger has mentioned it and said we're going to continue to make Deadpool. They talked about it directly that they're going to continue to make Deadpool. Kevin Feige's talked about how they're going to continue to make Deadpool. The writers behind both Deadpools have talked about how how they're under the impression that they're going to continue to make Deadpool, or the things that people they've talked to have pretty much said that they will be able to make more Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds has talked about it. He talked about it recently. He even talked about it in the past. He visited Deadpool. He visited Marvel Studios. He posted a picture of him visiting Marvel Studios. It was him standing next to Marvel Studios logo and everything. And you just didn't get the impression that it was anything negative. Because I feel like it's Disney, dude. It's Disney, it's Marvel. And you get headlines and you know that you're going to get support if you say that they did something wrong. So I feel like if they would have told Ryan Reynolds that this isn't happening, we're not doing Deadpool, if they told the writers we're not doing Deadpool, they would have talked about it. They would have come out, they would have said, Disney told we're not doing Deadpool, they're ruined. You know, they would have painted Disney in a negative light because it's easy to paint Disney in a negative light. It's easy to paint Marvel in a negative light. That's not hard at all. That's literally the equivalent of calling some. It's just easy, dude. It's like calling some guy who got. It's like literally the equivalent. Almost, not exact, but this is just the example I'm coming up with off the top of my head. It's almost like if some guy got out of prison. You don't even know what he got out of prison for. You just know he went to prison, and you go, he robbed, and you go, he did it. He robbed me, and people are gonna believe that shit because they know he got out of prison, even if he didn't do it. It's an easy slam dunk to paint Disney in a negative light. It's an easy slam dunk to paint yourself as the guy fighting the power. Oh, they took it from you. So it just makes, and that's so easy to do that it makes me believe even more that Disney told Ryan Reynolds and those writers that they were going to do something eventually. eventually. But recently, Rob Liefeld, and if you don't know who Rob Liefeld is the guy who pretty much made Deadpool. I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head if he created Deadpool, but he's pretty much responsible for the Deadpool that we all know. The wild, Merc in the mouth, insane Wade Wilson, dude like breaks the fourth wall, does his thing, Deadpool that we all know. And Rob Liefeld's responsible for that. Rob Liefeld worked in Marvel Studios for a very long time. He's a very well-known name in the comic book community. He's right up there with Jim Starlin and other comic book writers and creators of that nature. He's one of the I don't know if I go far as greats, but he's definitely one of the faces of the comic book movie genre, of the comic book genre. He's one of those names that you hear and you know and if you've read enough books, you know exactly who he is. And recently, over the years, Rob Liefeld's been a pretty chill dude. He seemed like a chill dude to me. Every time I see him in an interview, every time I see him, he just seems like a humble dude who's happy that his creation has blown up to such an extent. And, like I said, he seems just like a chill dude. Like, he's happy about it and whatnot. I've seen him on Collider Heroes a long time ago. I've seen him interact with the great late John Snap, and like I said, it just seems like a chill enough dude. But recently, he's been going on these tirades, and one of the things he mentioned in his tirade that got a lot of steam was him saying that Disney's not going to make any Deadpool movies, that Disney and Marvel killed the Deadpool genre, that they killed the Deadpool movies, that they murdered them, and that they pretty much killed it, that they're done. They're not doing another Deadpool movie. You don't have to worry about it again. Deadpool's done, and it's because of Disney, and it's because of Marvel. And it was like, it started to kind of get a little steam, and it was like such a confused, and I saw it days ago, but I was just like, nah, whatever. But I kept seeing it, and then I saw it again today, and I left a comment, and I just left a comment. It wasn't even under Rob Liefeld. It was just under comic movie MCU Cosmic, usually the MCU Direct or something like that. And I just left a message. I was just like, horse shit, they talk about it all the time. And I really meant it when I said horse shit, they talk about it all the time. They're always talking about Deadpool. Like I said, one of the first things you see when Bob Iger was introducing Fox, was introducing all the things they bought, was the Deadpool movies. You just along with the Alien movies and the Predator movies and stuff and Avatar, it was the Deadpool movies. So I'm like, he had that in the presentation hall, dude. And he mentioned it multiple times. Bob Iger's talked about it multiple times. He said he's gonna make it rated R. He said we're not gonna change it. Why would we change it? Kevin Feige's talked about it multiple times. The writers have talked about it multiple times. Ryan Reynolds just visited Marvel Studios months ago, maybe 6 months ago, maybe at max. So he was just there. He's talked about it multiple times, and it just feels like if this wasn't happening, they would have when things aren't happening, they shut up about it. They don't keep continuously talking about it. So when I left that comment, that's what I meant. I was like, dude, literally, they talk about it all the time. I was like, horse shit, they talk about it all the time. Then I got a reply from Rob Liefeld. Yes, I did. I got a reply from Rob Liefeld. Yes, Rob, the same Rob Liefeld who created Deadpool with the check right next to his name, with the blue check right next to his name. And I don't know, I guess I got a talent for doing this. I can't tell you how many replies I get from, people with the blue check next to their names. I've gotten likes from James Gunn on Twitter. I've had conversations, well, not conversations, but at least a sentence of dialogue with certain people, and it's fun. It's cool to get your answer. It's cool to interact with them. And I've had likes and conversations with big time YouTubers who have millions of subscribers, and I get likes and stuff on there. That's why I go on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter so that I can be nosy. I go on Twitter so that I can be ahead of the curve, because I like to be ahead of the curve. I like to know these things ahead of time. I just like to know things. I'm someone who likes to know shit, and I like to be ahead of the curve, and that's why I go on there. And sometimes I leave a comment, and sometimes I leave a comment, and a lot of times, for some reason, my comments always get picked up by people. Sometimes positively, sometimes negatively, but it always gets but they seem to get picked up. And it caught me off guard that Rob Liefeld replied to that with, like I said, I didn't expect this because it wasn't directed at Rob Liefeld. It was directed at, when I saw just the headline, I was like, oh shit, they talk about it all the time. And he said, oh, they're talking about it. Yay. And I was just like, what? Because in my mind, I was like, and then I literally explained what I meant. I was like, I literally just saw Ryan Reynolds at Marvel Studios taking a picture a few months ago. The writers were talking about it a few months ago, And screw all that. It makes no financial sense not to make another Deadpool movie. These movies made $780-something million on budgets of $100 million max. Why wouldn't you make another Deadpool movie? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I don't even know how you pitch that to your freaking, I don't even know how you pitch that to the, the board or to your investors that you're not making another Deadpool movie. Like, we all know that it's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We all already know that. Just make the movie. That's what, it doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't make the movie. And and if you've been following me long enough, you know I come at things from a financial, like, logical conclusion. Like, when it comes to stuff like this, I come at it from a business perspective. Like, I understand why making a rated R movie in the MCU doesn't make business sense, because then it starts to muddle the water. It starts to muddle what people expect of the the parents start to go, oh, I can't take my fam. Then you start having missing holes. Then people start being like, oh, well, is this one going to be rated R? Is this? And then you start making people have to, like, pick and choose the movie they want to see and things of that nature. That's why you wouldn't do that in the MCU. But Deadpool's already rated R. We already know he's not in the MCU. He's been around long he's done 2 movies that haven't interacted with anyone in the MCU, so, no one really would think twice about it. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Like, it just doesn't make any financial or logical sense for them not to do it. That's why I fought Rob Liefeld a little bit on the idea that that he's dead, because that doesn't make any sense. Now, I said in my comments, I was like, I don't know how high on the priority it is for Disney. It's probably not number 1. I mean, not when you have a cinematic universe that's worth over 20-something billion dollars worth of money. Like something like $15 billion in profit, something crazy shit like that, like $14 billion in profit. I don't know. Yeah, I think that might take the priority over the one-off Deadpool movie. But there's no way they're not gonna make the one-off Deadpool movie. Even if they just make a 3rd Deadpool movie to cap the whole thing, they're gonna make it. They're pushing out New Mutants right now, and New Mutants not even gonna make a profit. So there's no way in hell they're not gonna make a Deadpool movie. So I fought Rob Liefeld on this. I highly doubt that he actually knows what's going on, because he's a writer. Why would he know what's going on? Kevin Feige, the freaking... Dude, people working on these movies don't even know what's going on until it's happening. Actors have scripts that don't even have anything on that. Like, actors don't get their scripts until they come on set. You have to go into a black van to read the script. Like, you think, why would Rob Liefeld know what they're gonna do with Mark like that? Who would have told them that? And if they did tell them that, there's no way in hell they would have been this quiet about it. It would have been wildfire that Marvel Studios refuses to do Deadpool. And then it would have been a whole thing, and then all the people who hate Marvel would have came out, and it's just shit for kids. Like, there's no way in hell that would have happened. There's no way. That's why I just wanted to make this video talking about it, because it just caught me off guard that Rob Liefeld replied to my comment with that kind of condescending comment. I was just like, it just doesn't make any logical sense that they wouldn't make this a 3rd Deadpool movie. So thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.